Charleston, the storm made landfall once again overnight while most of us were sleeping.
Yeah, second landfall right around 2 a.m. near Bulls Bay, so just to the north and east of Charleston. So did come on shore as a tropical storm, still hanging on to tropical storm status this morning. That next advisory should come out right around 5 o'clock, so I'll make sure to bring you the details on that. But right now, sustained winds right around 50 miles per hour, moving northwest at 5 miles an hour. So still very slow, but expected to speed up as it continues to push a little bit further inland, and then it will continue to trek a little bit more to the north, and that will continue to bring some heavy rains to the mid-Atlantic and northeast regions through the end of this week. We're still going to hang on to periods of heavy rain as we head through today, so still talking about that threat for some flash flooding. Also watching those creeks and those rivers very closely. You know, some of those creeks did fall into the minor flood stage last night, but with some additional heavy rainfall that has moved through this morning, started to see that water rise once again. And we'll talk more about that here in just a little bit. Right now, most of us are looking dry, hanging on to some light rain up into the Moncks Corner, Bono area, right over top of Lake Moultrie. But the rest of us hanging on to mostly cloudy skies. But again, we are still going to be looking at some showers as we head through today and into this afternoon. 73 degrees right now in Moncks Corner, 75 in Charleston, Somerville, and in Walterboro, 79 in Beaufort. So again, going to hang on to periods of rain, and again, it will be heavy at times with those temperatures back up into the mid 80s, looking a little bit drier and a little bit warmer as we head into this weekend. We're going to take a look at Debbie's track. We're still going to talk about those impacts, and we're going to take a look at that weekend forecast that's coming up here in just a little while.
As Tropical Storm Debby continues to cause road closures, another issue has popped up that'll cause a big headache for drivers. A large sinkhole has closed parts of Romney Street in downtown Charleston, and that's where Claire Weber joins us this morning. Claire, what can you tell us about this sinkhole and what roads are closed this morning?
Hey Mel, good morning. That's right. We're here on Romney Street in between King and Meeting Street. And I just want you to take a look at what is going on behind me right now. We have this very large sinkhole in the middle of the road here under the highway overpass. Now, SCDOT has this road blocked off right now. You can also see a ton of caution tape selecting this whole area. It's a pretty wide area that they have blocked off going past and in front of where that sinkhole is. That's because I just spoke with someone from SCDOT who said they're not positive where and how far out the cracks in this road can go. You can see cracks surrounding that sinkhole right now, and they don't know, how much further out that could spread and if more pieces of that road could fall down. That's why they're trying to keep pressure off the road from any possible vehicles. Our vehicle is further back because we don't want to get too close to where that is. We don't know how much wider it could spread out. We also don't know the exact cause of the sinkhole at this time. Likely could be due to the amount of rain and saturation on the roads, but again, that we don't know at this time. We also don't know how long it could take to repair the road. So this area, Romney Street, in between Meeting and King, it could be blocked off for a decent amount of time. Drivers are encouraged to use Meeting Street right now, and they will, if they come down this road, they will see those SCDOT cars and barricades blocking off the road right now. Working for you live, Claire Weber, News 4.
Thank you. Confirmation this morning a tornado did in fact touch down on the Isle of Palms. Take a look at this damage. You see it on your screen on 25th Avenue. Leaders with the National Weather Service say in a preliminary report this damage was caused by an EF1 tornado. The tornado touched down on 25th Avenue, ripping the door and windows off of at least one home. We know the twister damaged about 29 homes on IOP Monday night. An area of concern we're watching closely this morning is the Edisto River. The Dorchester County Sheriff's Office spent most of yesterday going door to door, telling people they expect the river to rise above 15 feet. As Scott Eisberg reports, some people say even officials can't pry them from their home that they take so much pride in.
There's a love, a pride for Givens, an incomparable tie to the Edisto River that runs through it. Kirk Rosie has lived it, lived on it, felt it for 38 years.
They couldn't pry me out of here. I love it here. Yeah, and our road's the most famous for floods.
Shad Lane, stunningly beautiful. So many memories rooted here, rooted on the river, starting at the start for him.
When I built this house, I was in a flood. So we've learned over the years, and you see I built a deck in the middle there,
right,
with a ramp where you can actually drive the vehicles up there, the lawnmowers, get everything 3-4 feet above the ground.
Savvy to the savage nature of a rising river.
The John boat's ready, the electric motor's ready. We get in and out, we park the vehicles up on the hill. As soon as that swamp fills up and the water starts coming to the road, that's when we vacate.
But for those unable or unwilling to stay, unwell and needing of assistance, the Dorchester County Sheriff's being proactive on this day.
We'll knock on the door, and if someone's there, we'll explain what we're doing and why we're there, and explain the need of an evacuation if it comes up. But we're not forcing them to leave, but making them to aware of the ability of for the threat in terms of harm to them.
While we tagged along, nobody home, no problem. Not an afternoon wasted.
We can still collect the information about what we've seen, maybe vehicle information in the yard, maybe the type of home that we're dealing with, anything along that line that can help us if there is a need where we can be better equipped to respond appropriately.
Most of the neighbors down here, a lot of good people live down here. They have little boats and stuff. The elderly, they'll get out, go to the family's houses.
Right.
But some of the guys are just hardcore like us. We'll be right here, and it's fun. It's fun boating in, fun boating out.
With weekend cresting expected, not nearly there yet.
Well, a week ago, it was knee deep.
Wow.
Now it's probably 12 feet.
12 feet.
Yeah.
Smart to stay ahead.
Sheriff's Office.
That too, in this little piece of riverfront paradise.
The cleanup on Edisto Beach continues this morning from that tornado that tore through, packing winds of nearly 100 miles per hour. Now, the good news this morning, power has been restored to the close-knit town. One neighbor we spoke with told us the tornado was like a bowling alley. It roared through town with a clear path of destruction, causing a lot of damage. People in the community are juggling the cleanup while keeping an eye out for potential flooding today.
We got power back on last night, and Dominion did an outstanding job. They got a lines work done in just a few hours. I was amazed what they did. Trying to get everything put back together and get the debris cleaned up, and just trying to get everybody back to being normal.
Besides Monday's twister, according to the town, the most recent tornado to touch down happened during Hurricane Irma. That was in 2017. In the meantime, we're learning more about damages and road closures from Governor Henry McMaster. He said damage assessments are being compiled for recovery efforts. Although the brunt of the rain has passed, the governor is still warning people to remain cautious, especially those living in low-lying areas. The governor posted a tweet last night. Check it out. It says to treat the tropical storm as, quote, the second act of a three-act play. He also went on to say rain and flooding are expected to continue like Jerriston's been forecasting. And he says this is especially true for the PD region. Today, shelters for people who need a place to stay will close this afternoon at 3. This includes Berkeley High School in Moncks Corner, Dunston Elementary in North Charleston, and the Sheriff's Admin Facility in North Charleston. DOT crews worked quickly to get the exit ramp off 526 between Paramount and Dorchester back open. Take a look. This is what it looked like Tuesday after heavy rains lashed the Lowcountry. Leaders with SCDOT said the damage was likely tied to a drainage outfall that had an impact on the exit, but they got it fixed in about 24 hours. If you parked your car in a downtown Charleston garage to keep it on high ground, depending on where it is, you might need to move it today. There was free parking at many garages because of the storm. If you're in a Charleston County owned garage, you have to move your car by 3 this afternoon. Otherwise, you'll have to pay. If you're in a city owned parking garage, you have until 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. For people across the Lowcountry, it's important to report any damage your home suffered from Tropical Storm Debby. Specifically in North Charleston, city officials need help assessing the extent of the damage to more than 46,000 homes. You can report any structural damage, including flooding, online at northcharleston.org/damages. Leaders ask you to include as many photos as possible, but wherever you live, check with your local municipality for how to report storm damage so you can get the coverage you need. Today was supposed to be the first day of schools for thousands of students in Dorchester District 2 and District 4, but that is not the case. Leaders with DD2 and DD4 have pushed back the first day of class to Monday. E-learning continues in Georgetown County, and things continue as scheduled next week as normal. Charleston County students return to school Tuesday. Berkeley County students are back in class Wednesday. Now, once this storm passes through, perhaps your plans for the weekend include cleaning up that yard. Debbie left plenty of debris behind, like leaves and branches. The city of Charleston let us know last night trash collection like for yard debris, is canceled for the rest of the week. They say it's because the Berkeley County landfill is waterlogged. We also received word from North Charleston. They say their residents in Dorchester County have their trash collection suspended for the time being. Right now you're looking at video here. This is the Moncks Corner area hit by a confirmed tornado the other night, so we apologize. This is supposed to pick back up the garbage collection as the weather gets better and trash. Just make sure whatever you put out is not at risk of floating away and causing a problem with today's predicted rain. Garbage collection, which includes daily food scraps, continues in the city of Charleston for some folks today. The storm broke several records here in the area already. Daily rainfall records broken in both Charleston and North Charleston. The North Charleston record stood for more than 80 years. And in North Charleston yesterday, there was a record low maximum temperature at 80 degrees.
Well, Debbie did make landfall, a second landfall early this morning as a tropical storm, still with 50 mile per hour sustained winds, and it is 20 miles northeast of Charleston. So very close, but it will continue to push away from the area. So again, that second landfall earlier this morning, a reminder that that first landfall was along the Big Bend region of Florida earlier on this week. So Debbie will continue to push inland and then make that northerly turn. It's going to meet up with a disturbance a little bit farther inland, but regardless, it's going to bring some heavy rain and already has to portions of the mid-Atlantic and into the New England regions of the United States. So definitely looking at a lot of rain along the eastern seaboard through the rest of this week and really into this weekend, but it will start to weaken very quickly as it has all of that land interaction. So been a very busy week, but we're not out of the woods with those impacts quite yet. We're still talking about some brief heavy downpours as we head into today. Still forecasting about 1 to 3 inches of additional rainfall, but some locally higher amounts will be possible. So still hanging on to that flash flood threat, but what we're watching is that creek and river flooding. I do have an update on some of our creeks here in just 1 second. Also going to hang on to some gusty winds, gusts up to 30 miles per hour, but could be gustier at times. So looking at those creeks and rivers this morning, French Quarter Creek, when I got in at midnight, sitting at minor flood stage, now back into major flood stage. So seeing major flooding along the French Quarter Creek this morning, and looks like it is likely to approach or surpass that crest compared to yesterday. So definitely looking at some major flooding along French Quarter Creek up into Berkeley County as we head into today. Right now, Church Creek not seeing any flooding, moderate flood stage along Ireland Creek. Edisto River right now in minor flood stage, but forecast to be major flooding by early next week. So here's a look at live radar. You can see there's Debbie, a little bit unorganized. Pretty typical once we start to see these land interactions with these tropical systems, but certainly bringing some heavy rain into North Carolina, seeing a couple tornado warnings as these outer bands continue to push onshore. A little bit closer to home, though, a lot of us drying out. We started to see that drier air filter on in yesterday, and that kind of interrupted Debbie a little bit, but we still saw periods of heavy rain, and that's how it'll be today. Even though we are looking a little bit drier this morning, we're going to see that rain wrap around that center of circulation again. So still hanging on to some rain up into the Moncks Corner, Bono area and into Williamsburg County this morning. So just a reminder that we do have a flood watch still in effect until 8 o'clock tomorrow morning for the area. Also have that flood warning in effect until at least 8:45 this morning for all of our counties in our area. So Charleston, Berkeley, Dorchester, and Colleton counties until 8:45 at least. So expecting or already seeing some flash flooding throughout parts of the area today. 75 right now in Charleston, Somerville, and in Walterboro, 72 up into Moncks Corner, and 79 right now in Beaufort. So there's Debbie. It will continue to push inland and then make that little bit of a northerly jog. And once it starts to move a little bit more inland, it's going to start to pick up the pace a little bit more. So continues to bring some heavy rain up into the mid-Atlantic states. As we go into this afternoon a little bit closer to home, again, we're going to see more of that rain wrap around. So we're going to hang on to periods of heavy rain as we head into your Thursday afternoon. Even into tonight, we're going to hang on to mostly cloudy skies with some spotty, lingering thunder showers. And then by tomorrow, most of Debby will be gone, but still can't rule out a few scattered showers and thunderstorms into the afternoon. This model of Futurecast doesn't pick it up very well, but we're going to have that sea breeze. We're going to have an approaching front, and we're going to have the remnants still kind of close by. So that'll keep the moisture levels up in the atmosphere. And then we head into this weekend looking a little bit drier with only slight rain chances, mainly along that sea breeze. But again, we have a stalled out front nearby, so that'll keep those rain chances up. But where we are looking a little bit drier, we are going to start to warm things right back up into the low 90s.